Hello once again, it's your boy That's No Moon, and we are back for a big one tonight. This time it is Moff Gideon, and this character, quickest base speed in the game, all bar Galactic Legends. On paper, an absolutely fantastic character, and I was super excited to get this guy to gear 13 until I got him to gear 13. And I will explain a little bit more as I go on why I feel that way. So, at the moment, he kind of does and kind of doesn't have a place. I feel that this team up here is absolutely optimal with Piet in there, as opposed to Moff Gideon maybe with Troopers. I definitely feel that he will have his own place in the game. At the moment, he's a little bit plug and play. He's not as versatile as Thrawn or Watt, in my opinion, and again, I feel that there is something huge missing from this guy or from the Imperial Remnant faction that is really going to kick him into overdrive. And in terms of this guy, he's pretty good. He's pretty quick. When you get him up to gear 10, there's a lot of pieces that make him really quick. Now, basically, he's not going to do a huge amount of damage. So, essentially, Subversive Volley isn't really that interesting. His potency is naturally high anyway, so you don't need to add any extra potency or secondary potency a lot of the time, I don't think. This one is nice for the armor shred, but essentially not really sold on it. The big one is this one. Call all Imperial Troopers to assist, dealing 30% less damage. All units lose 100% turn meter, which can't be resisted. So as long as you get the jump on them, this is going to be absolutely amazing. Allies gain 25% turn meter, and the tanks taunt. The attackers gain 50% offense. That is in itself an amazing like Zeta basically. And this one here is going to be all dark side allies gain max health, max protection if there's certain like 2 sports, tank, etc, and 1 attacker, I think it is. But I've skimped on that for the moment. Now, know your adversities. Demoralized is probably one of the most OP things in this game. Minus 50% offense, minus 25% crit chance, and minus 25% crit damage. Now, in terms of modding, I would absolutely mod this guy for crit avoidance because of that decreased crit chance. His mastery is actually increased accuracy, crit avoidance, and damage. Damage I'm not bothered about, but at the moment, at gear 11, he is looking at pretty squishy, actually. And essentially, this will certainly turn into you've got to deal with this guy very quickly if you see him on defense as opposed to offense. The reason I say that is your Vader counters are going to have a really tough time. Your soft counters for Galactic Legends. I'm kind of not sold on whether this guy needs to be offense or defense. On defense, he won't do that that ability where it control the situation, where it takes all the turn meter away as the first move. Don't quite know how I feel about that at the moment, but again, it would be great. But if you put him in with Array, it's going to be fun. It's going to be very interesting, and essentially I haven't seen a huge amount of testing. I think this guy is just waiting to go. Reason I say that is he is a little bit situational at the moment, but his gear wasn't too bad. His farm is on a 10 energy cantina refresh. This is not too bad. Again, you're going to get a lot of potency there. Damage I'm not too bothered about. You get a bit of strength, agility, and tactics in there as well. But essentially not a bad piece of gear. This gear, no one really needs this, so that's going to add some damage. This again is an attacker's piece, and I'm not really too bothered about that. These, again, if you're Galactic Legend farming, you've got to have a damn good reason as to why you're applying these onto a character. But for this character, it's going to give him a huge amount of health. It's going to give him a huge amount of speed as well. And when speed is the name of the game with this character, it absolutely is important as well. So here at the moment, we're looking at around about 31 and 40, so about 72,000 before we apply that last gear piece and go to gear 13. And yeah, let's go ahead and do it. We will need, again, not so bad gear pieces for a gear 13 character. I was fairly pleasantly surprised at how easy this guy was to get to gear 13. There is quite a few little Kairos, and there's the obvious stun guns as well. But honestly, I didn't find it too bad. So I'm not going to put any relics on him at the moment, but I know in terms of when you put him up to like relic level 7, he's going to gain, I think it's 17.5% crit avoidance as well. So that's a really nice thing. You will need a crit avoidance with, so I'd like to get him protection primaries and very, very quick. Essentially, I don't have the mods to support this character at the moment, so that's one thing that I feel, unless I don't want to be taking off best mods off my best characters to accommodate this guy at the moment. What I mean by that is I don't feel that he warrants taking, unless you've got the mods that are handy and that you've got plenty of depth in mods. Again, I don't feel like you need it. Crit avoidance, I am going to absolutely roll the dice on a couple of these. This one has got a nice protection bonus as well. Again, I'm not too bothered about the potency there, but definitely going to run this guy with crit avoidance and try and roll the dice on 6E, D, C, as long as it takes to actually get this guy up and running with a nice speed as well. But as I said, I would not take all my mods off my best characters to accommodate this guy, I'll be honest. I think there's a lot of teams that he will be used in that he will outrun naturally anyway. But there you can see he's going to add health, armor. So we did a little bit of testing. And yeah, in this lineup, as I said, my Pierre isn't particularly good. We did one against Bounty Hunters in today's Galactic Challenges. And again, it performed well. I'm happy with it. But yet I still feel that there is something missing. So we're going to call all the troopers to assist. Absolutely want to be gunning down Django here because essentially it's no good being revived if Django isn't going to let you be revived. Let's put it that way. So, and he hits hard in this Galactic Challenge as well. So the armor shred in there. Essentially the armor shred is going on who I want to kill first. But yeah, with this character, I think the main issue that I've got with this character is I don't know it well enough. I don't know where it works, where it doesn't work. I think there's a huge amount of testing that I need to do with this character to be absolutely happy with this character. But it is leading to some interesting avenues. Reason that I'm saying that is, as I said, I genuinely don't think this is his character's final form, and what I mean by that is I don't think there's a Galactic Legend Gideon coming. I feel that there is something else coming that is going to kick him into overdrive, and that is what I'm interested in. What I'm interested in with him is where his final home will be, because as I said, I feel that Piet will do absolutely fantastically in this, and then Gideon is there to give them a little boost at the start, maybe if they're not outrunning them, but essentially Imperial Troopers or Stark should be outrunning most characters in this game. So I don't feel against Galactic Legends it adds a huge amount extra because, as I said before, I already have the counters for these. So again, slotting him in somewhere is an issue at the moment for me. So I kind of feel, with this character on paper, as I said at the start of the video, I was super excited to get to Gear 13. Not quite sure what I was expecting. Thought it may have been a game changer. And legitimately, I don't know whether it is or whether it isn't at the moment because I haven't seen enough of this character to say that. So, again, we had a little play around with, at the end of Sector 2, this boss as well, because this is a counter that I'm quite interested in as well. Is going to be going up against Beskar Mando teams as well, if I can get there. So essentially, what do I feel about this character? I don't know. I genuinely don't know whether this character is amazing or whether he is just a party trick, a one-trick pony at the moment. Because essentially, if you can get the speed out there, he's not going to add a huge amount of damage, but essentially he is going to you're missing out on 20 speed by not taking him up to Gear 13. But as I said, I feel that there is a lot of hidden potential with this character and we just have to find it. Or rather, I have to find it, sorry. But yeah, as you can see here, it works absolutely fine. But I feel that, unfortunately, Death Trooper will probably make an exit when that Imperial Remnant squad comes about. But yeah, I don't know at this stage if this character is worth either mid-game or start to late game. Again, when you're at the very pinnacle of this game, absolutely it's worth having this character fully fledged out and ready to go. But I don't feel before that it is quite necessary, because I think he does quite a good job at what he does. So I don't think I've really explained it very well, but I just don't feel like yet this character is worth taking to Gear 13, but that could change very, very soon. So I'll leave you with that. Let me know your thoughts as always. I've been That Snowmoon. This has been one of the toughest ones that I've done, and I will see you all next time. Cheers, guys.